Hey, okay, I'm bored and I have nothing to do. So, the podcast that I keep trying to start about my life so I don't have to text all of you the same thing is being reawakened. Uh, hmm, where do I start? Okay, let's go with the most recent pattern of events. Um, okay, so basically when I came home, everyone knew that um I was fighting with my roommate Katie and not really speaking to her or Blaze. And then when I got back, I continued to ignore them. Blaze was a little harder to ignore because he's annoying and like blows up my phone. I don't know. I like see him every weekend. Um, but then I stopped doing that and I just stopped going out with that whole group, like aka my friends. Um, just because I was like, I don't want to be anywhere around Katie. I don't want to deal with Blaze's bullshit. And then, like, whatever, that went on for a while. And I did nothing with my life except work and, like, do homework and fuck up my room and hang out with my dog, Chia, who I no longer have, because she wasn't going to get along with Nora, my new roommate. She gets here in a week. Um, she has a cat and they weren't going to get along. And yeah, so I told them that I needed her gone by the 20th because I was moving. I couldn't think of anything else. Um, yeah, so I gave her up a week and a half ago, and I miss her every day. She was a little shitbag. She hated people, but she did not hate me. She loved me. And we spent every second together that I was not at work. And I miss having a dog. This is like derailing from the main point, but I miss having a dog so much. I've been going to the Humane Society and stalking every Humane Society, their website, like all five in a 40-mile radius of me. And I'm not finding anything that would be a great fit. I don't really want a puppy. It seems like a lot of work. I'd rather just have like a 3-year-old dog that gets along with cats and is friendly. So, hard to find at a humane society, but I'm also looking at Craigslist. It's where I got Bodhi from. So, anyways, so I don't have a dog anymore, and then I got bored. Like, I get home from work and I like don't do anything. Like, I don't have anyone to hang out with because all my friends are drinking and at the bars, and I don't want to go with them because then I have to see Blaze. But rewind. So, Katie and I ended up making up the day that Thanksgiving break started. And I was like, we should probably chat about this 2 months, 3 months of silence. Um, and she was like, yeah, okay. So, oh, rewind. Sorry, this has been like a while. There's a lot of details. Prior to that night, Blaze and I just like it passed. Our fight passed. And I was like, whatever. We're just like not that close anymore, understandably so, when you tell someone that you're in love with them and want to be the best person that you can be for them and then go fuck their neighbor within a week and then lie to them about it. Yeah. So like understandable that I wouldn't go back to being best friends with him again. Uh, Puzzling. Um, so whatever, I was just kind of coming to the terms that we weren't gonna be like that good of friends again, and I was like, honestly, it's sad. He was my best friend for 3 years. Um, and I don't really know what to do about that. And then all of a sudden, like overnight, we just kind of went to normal. And then he invited me out, and I was like, no, I'm not going. Katie's going. Because this is before Thanksgiving break had started. Um, and then that morning, after they all went out, I go to take Chia for a walk, and Katie has left her door open. And her door is right by the exit of our apartment. So I look in because I'm not like peeking in. I walk by and I see it. A Stussy hoodie. And you know who the only person that owns Stussy anything? Blaze. Someone wearing a Stussy hoodie is in her bed. And I was like, oh, I fucking knew all along. I fucking knew all along. I knew this was gonna happen. This is why I wasn't speaking to you. Like, fuck you. And then I went and got a coffee. Took Chia for a walk, got in my car, got a coffee, come back, clean my room. Mind you, I did blow up mom's phone and probably Cam's. Um, and then I come back and Blaze just walks in my room. And oh, when I get back from the walk, there's no longer a Stussy hoodie in Katie's bed, like a person wearing it. And Char's door is open and he's now in Char's room, which isn't weird at all. Um, and I was like, he had to have moved to make sure that I wasn't aware that that had happened. Like he was trying to cover his tracks. And then he just comes into my room and I was like, can I help you? He was like, I just wanted to hang out with you. And I was like, okay. Do you need something? There's something that you want to talk about? He's like, no. Gets into my bed and lays down. I'm like cleaning, folding my clothes, putting them away in my dresser, which I need to do right now. What you can't see is the giant pile of clothes I've been sleeping next to because I just cannot find the energy to fold them. I don't have any room for it. Yeah, I know. Go through your clothes, Haley. You have too many. Yeah, not gonna happen. Um, and it was like we were kind of back to normal. I was like, this is odd. And he doesn't say anything about the Katie thing. And then I bring it up to Shar, and she was like, no, 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 no. She had to have been wearing his hoodie because Blaze was with me all night in my room. And I was like, okay. Still, like, I'm not really sold on that, but whatever. Not my problem. Um, and then I may have had a little relapse of Blaze the next day. I know, I was kicking myself for a week. Um, but he basically, like, I had to kick him out of Char's room. And Char was like, "Can he please sleep in your room or on the couch? Um, I really don't like want him in my room. She was having a really bad night. Um, and I was like, yeah. So I go in her room and I'm like, Blaze, get up, like go sleep on the couch. You can't stay here. And he was like, okay. He goes on the couch for 5 minutes and he comes into my room and he was like, can I please sleep here? I don't want to sleep on the couch. There's too much light. Which, like, kind of valid. It's kind of hard to sleep out there with Molly's giant lamp. Um, yeah. So he slept in here and then he tried to make a move and I was like, no. You ruined this. Hello, you fucked my neighbor who was the only girlfriend I had that in the summer that was like in radius to me. I hung out with her every day. We went out together every day. Whatever. And I was like, you fucked it up. You don't get to try again. You fucked up. That's that. Case closed. Um, and he was like, just tell me you hate me. And I was like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's done. We're done with that little chapter. We can go back to being friends, and that's it. And it just went on and on and on. And probably for like an hour, he's trying to fight me on this, and he's like, I love you. I meant everything that I said, it lives. Which is our friend. When I called him out, I was having a hard time dealing with everything that he said, and then he went and fucked my neighbor. So I was just having like a hard time wrapping my brain around that. So I got drunk enough to ask him at our friend's house. I was like, did you mean that? Like what you said this summer? Because school had started at this point. Um, I was like, did you mean what you said? And he was like, every single word. And I wish that it could go somewhere, but I can't risk losing you as a friend. And I was like, whoa, 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 buddy. You're acting like you shot me down. No, 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 no. You told me all these things. And then you told me you wanted to start dating, and I said no. I said, I don't want to be in a relationship at all. And you're horrible in relationships. You're horrible. I'm your best friend. I help you be horrible. And so, yeah, then he just goes on. He was like, I wish it could work. Like, I wish you could get in my Uber right now and we could go home and we could, like, just be together and, like, watch a movie, but it's too hard. It's too hard. I can't look at you. I can't do that. Da 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 da. And I believed him for a little bit. And I was like, okay, so he did mean it. And okay, he's just like an asshole. And shocker. Um, yeah, so then fast forward to the relapse. He was like, I meant everything that I said, it lives. And I was like, that's fucking bullshit, Blaze. You're just saying all this shit to try and make me happy, which it's not like doing. You're not appealing to anything that I want. Like, he almost had me in Arizona when he said all that shit in the beginning, when he started this fucking mess. And I was like, no, you'd be a horrible boyfriend. I don't want a relationship, especially not with you. And then he like spent the whole week trying to prove himself and like how good of a boyfriend he could be. And then I was actually thinking about it. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he could be one if he was with someone he actually wanted to be with. Because his last girlfriend, he asked out when he was blackout drunk and didn't remember and found out from her calling her mother the next morning and telling. Yeah. So, whatever. So I was like, maybe he just he like could be that if he wanted to be, and maybe he wants to be right now. And so I was like thinking about it. I don't know why he's ugly. I don't know why I would consider it he's ugly. Um, yeah. So I was like, fast forward, we're back into the relapse again. So I was like, that's bullshit. This isn't work. Like, no, I don't want to do this. We just got back to being friends. Like, this isn't gonna be positively influencing our relationship right now. We're already struggling to maintain being friends. And like that was always his thing. Like he was like, I don't want to lose you. Like you're too important to me. Like if we can't work out or if we're having doubts about us working out in a relationship, let's not try. Let's just be friends and stay doing that. And so that's what we were trying to do. And he was like, just tell me all the reasons you hate me. Like, yell at me. Like, something, something. Like, tell me. And I was like, I don't hate you. I don't need to do that. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying you ruined it. We're not going there again. And he was like, well, like, tell me more. Like, why not? And I was like, hello? Because I was in a horrible relationship in high school. And since that, I literally don't want to be with anyone ever again. And then I let my guard down a little tiny bit because he was working so hard to prove that he could be great. And then he goes and does exactly what he's always done. Shocker. And I was like, you ruined it. Like I was like considering giving you a chance, which is far more than I've ever done for anyone since. And you ruined it. And now like guard up 10 times more. Like I'm not doing this anymore. I'm like you ruined it. I'm done. I don't want that. And then he was just like saying all these things. I can't remember exactly. It was a while ago. And I was just like, no, we're going to sleep. Like, goodbye. It's 7 in the morning. We have not slept yet because we were dealing with like our friend group was exploding that night. And I was like, we're not going to be a part of that explosion that's going on. Like, we're not going to be another thing to add into this fire of the friend group diminishing. And then we were. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, oh, fuck, no. Fuck. And ran to Char and I was like, please come get McDonald's Sprite with me. Please, please, please. Or a coffee, anything. She was not awake. I was texting her. I ran to Char. No, I went to the fucking living room to get out of my room and texted Char and I was like, I'm leaving. I'm in the car. Please come out. Please come out. Please be up. She was not. Um, and then I come back. It's now 1 p.m. I didn't really sleep. I wake him up and I'm like, be warned. I'm taking Chia on a walk. She was in her crate. She doesn't do well with men. And so I was like, she might like bark or jump at you, so just move. And took her out, hung out with her, and he went back to bed. Continued to sleep for another 3 hours. I couldn't go in my room for 3 hours without seeing this man. What? And then after that, I was like, I need a, oh, no. I caught him in like 5 different lies that night. And when I woke up, I was like, this summer, I had asked him, I was like, if you have anything you need to tell me or you think that I would be mad about if I found out 2 months from now, tell me now. You have a free pass. I will not be mad. I will not scream. I will not say anything. But tell me now, because if I find out 3 months from now and it's not coming from your fucking mouth, I will never speak to you again. And then I caught him in 5 different lies that he could have told me up front then when I asked him. when he had a free pass. And now he didn't. So I was like, you know what? I'm sticking to my fucking word. I told you if you lied to me, I'm done. I'm never talking to you. And so I didn't. He Snapchatted me. I left him on open. He'd Snapchat me again. Left him on open. Snapchat me again. I left him on delivered. Snapchat me again. Text me. We're gonna lose our streak. Bitch, I'm 20 years old. I don't give a fuck about a Snapchat streak. Also, it was 3 days long. Left him on open. Not dealing with this. And then I didn't talk to him at all for a month. Didn't speak to him, not a word. And then the Thanksgiving break, he's leaving, and I go over there because everyone's leaving, and I want to say bye to everyone before Thanksgiving. And also, I had a really great night at work, so I kind of wanted to go drink with my friends. And I figured my night was so great that I could deal with Blaze. So we host a couple people, and he shows up with some random bitch. And then at this point, Shar is having issues with Tommy. She is broken up with Daniel. Her and Tommy are like secretly together. Um, and so Tommy's being an asshole that night as well. So Shar and I are across the fucking room going, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I'm gonna fucking end it here. But like silently. um, And then I text her and I'm like, I'm actually done. Like, I was in a phenomenal mood. I cannot believe I haven't spoken to this kid in a month. And he shows up to my house. My house with some random bitch. And she was like, oh, he texted me that he was bringing her and she's like just a friend. And I was like, and you did not think to communicate that to me? Weird. But I was like, I don't care. He could have texted me. He could have been like, I know we haven't talked. Just so you know, I'm bringing this girl Ashley. She is just my friend. Because guess who did that? I did that when I brought Sean around. I brought Sean to his and I texted him, hey, I'm coming over. I'm with this guy, Sean. Just so you know, he's just a friend. Do I want him to be just a friend? No. But is he just a friend? Yes. And he didn't have the same care to be considerate. So I'm not speaking to him. And he like tries to come up and dap me up and I look at him and I go and leave. Felt really good. And he was like, "What the fuck? What do you mean what the fuck? I haven't talked to you in a month." Whatever. And then we like rotate to his apartment and I was in such a bad mood and it was just getting worse and worse and worse and I was getting like anything someone could say like the nicest thing and I'm in such a bad mood that I'm taking it super negatively and getting angrier. And this is continuously happening and I'm telling like Shar is noticing and I'm telling her I'm like I'm actually going to have a freak out, like I'm so angry and overstimulated, like I can't do anything. And she was like, "Okay, take a shot." And I was like, "If I take this shot, I'm going to black out and you're going to have to deal with that." She was like, "Okay, take it. Here you go. Take another." And I got in a great mood. And we rotated apartments and went to the boys' apartment, which is Blaze, Tommy, AB, and their random roommate, Alex. And we go over there. I go barefoot. I don't know why, but went barefoot. And we go over there, and I think Blaze like asks me for my vape. And I was like, no. Why would I give that to you? You're not my friend. We haven't spoken in a month. Why would I be nice to you? And he was like, "What are you talking about? We're not friends." I was like, "What are you talking about thinking that we are? What gave you that impression?" And he was like, "Let's go outside." So we go to his fucking porch, balcony, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm blackout. I just remember like blips. But I remember being like, "You lied to me, and I told you if you lied to me ever again, I'm done. Sorry." And like something else was said, and then we got interrupted by his random roommate, who we like. We all like him. He's fine. Um, he like comes out to the porch like ready to drink with us. And Blaze goes, "Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. No, not the time." And he was just like, "Okay." And then Blaze starts crying, and I don't know what was said. I really don't remember. I wish I did. And then he had to leave, go to the airport. So we all brought him to the airport, like Katie, myself, Max, Omat, who's a side character, um, AB, if I didn't say that. And we drive to the airport. I get out, give him a hug, and I was like, "We'll talk about this when you get back or something." And then Katie and I get home and we're like, "Okay, let's talk about this." I was like, "I found it really suspicious that you were hanging out with him all the time, and if I were to ask you about your day, you would leave that out. You'd be like, 'Oh, I went to the gym and I got lunch, but I'm aware that you went with Blaze.'" And it's just like, why are you not, like, why are you keeping that from me? Made me super suspicious. And she was like, "Oh, I totally see that. For me, it was just like irrelevant. Like, he didn't add anything to my day or any activity that I did. So I just didn't think that it was notable, but I see how that's wrong." And then we talked about like a couple other things, but whatever. It all boiled down to we're good now. We're not the same as we were, but we're fine. And then after that, like, we were getting to normal. Like, we were pretty normal. Like, not bestie, like texting each other all the time, but like we would go get lunch and coffee and hang out, and I would go in her room and be sad about Blaze. And that's because I was chatting with her and Shar, like after Katie and I made up, like the next day. And I was like, I don't remember the conversation, and I've been wanting to scream at Blaze for a month now, and I feel very unsatisfied because I don't remember it. Um, and I don't want to go 2 weeks weighing on me still, and like I like sucks for you, Haley, deal with it. Like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather just have it out now and be done. Like, here's why I'm mad. Here's why I'm like not wanting to be your friend. He says whatever he has to say, and like that's that. If we're friends, we're friends. If we're not, we're not. Whatever. And so they all are like, "Text him, just text him." So I text him and I'm like, "Hey, I know we said that we would talk about this when you get back from break, but I really want to finish this conversation sooner rather than later." And he goes, "Yeah, we'll talk when I get back." That's not what I asked. So I go, then I get mad. And I go, "You know what? I don't fucking care. I was blackout. I don't remember any of that conversation anyways, so I don't care." Not included to have the conversation. I thought that was implied. He had taken that as, "I don't care, we're good, we're friends now." No. Don't know why. Um, and then we get back from Thanksgiving and I still won't talk to him. And he's asking everyone, he's like, "Is Haley mad at me? Like, why is Haley mad at me? Like, da 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 da." And he was doing this for the month that I like after the relapse. He was asking everyone. And they were like, "Yeah, she is mad at you. You should talk to her." Because he's only asking so he knows what I'm mad about, so he knows what he can lie about. He wants to know what I know. And no one would tell him. So he never reached out to fix it. And guess what? Pattern repeated when we got back from Thanksgiving break. Never reached out, never texted, pretended like everything was fine. And da 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 da. And then things were not fine. They were actually significantly worse because I was like, oh wow. Um, I like kind of pushed off the fact that I might actually have feelings for Blaze, and I like didn't ever deal with it ever unless I was drinking. Then I would feel the feelings, but I just wouldn't tell anyone and I would just get really grumpy and sad and go home. Hang out with Chia. Um, so on the first night back from Thanksgiving break, I am like, you know what? I'm not gonna let him push me out of the friend group. Same with Katie. Oh, Katie and I were good. Um, so I'm just gonna go over there, say hi to everyone, see how their Thanksgiving break was, have some drinks. I have work in the morning, so nothing too crazy. And then I see Blaze, and I am trying my hardest to not look at him, not glance at him, not make eye contact, and I don't for probably a good hour and a half. But at this point, I'm now like 6 beers deep, and I haven't eaten. And I finally look up and see him, and I was like, oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I have feelings for him. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta run. I can't deal with this tonight. So I literally get up and vanish. I Irish goodbye. And I go home and I hang out with my dog and be sad. And then Char gets home and she was like, "What was that?" And I could not keep together. And I was like, I don't think I've wanted to believe that I have these feelings. I don't think I wanted to admit it or tell anyone. It's fucking embarrassing. He's a piece of shit and he's ugly. And yeah. And now I can't really run away from it anymore. And I don't really know what to do. So then after that, when he wasn't trying to fix anything and reach out to have a conversation, and the reason I am not reaching out is because I have every other single time, and I don't want to. I didn't fuck up. You did. You should feel badly and want to reach out and want to fix it because you valued me being in your life. Quote from his mouth, repeated many times. So it's like if you meant that, like you would reach out. You would be like, I know you're mad at me. I want to fix it. Let's talk about it. Or he would do the classic Blaze where he just shows up in my room upset and he's like, I can't do this anymore. Like, we have to fix this. Eh. Except that's exactly what gets me every time. The like spur of the moment, like gesture. Yeah, I'm roped back in. Um, and I was just kind of waiting for that to happen. And month goes by and nothing has happened. And I go a couple more times to the boys to drink with everyone. And at one point, not long ago, this was probably 2 weeks ago, he, Blaze, is like, why are you acting? Oh, he's been pretending like everything is totally fine this entire time, even though he knows it's not. And Charlotte has said that it's not. He's like offering me shots. He's trying to show me his new tequila that he bought. And I was like, I'm good. I have my own. I don't want yours. I don't want anything from you. And then that just continued. And it was so much more upsetting because it's like, you're invalidating all of my feelings right now by pretending like everything is fine when you know it's not. You've been told multiple times that it's not fine, and you just don't care to deal with that and take any accountability. And so I just stopped going over there and I went over one more time and he was like, "Why are you acting like you're so mad at me? Like, why are you being mean to me?" And I was like, "I'm not acting. And you know that. You know that I'm angry with you." And he was like, "Since when?" And I was like, "Blaze, I never stopped being mad at you. We haven't fixed anything." And he rolls his eyes. And I was like, "Oh, oh, oh. You did not just roll your eyes at me. Fuck you." And I left. And still nothing. Radio silence the entire time. And I go back to not looking at him, not speaking at him, and it just gets worse and worse, and I just get madder and madder. I then have this, like, feeling. I'm like, he's not gonna go. He's not gonna leave for Christmas break without trying to fix this. He's not gonna leave without saying bye. He's gonna, like, show up in my room as the truck is, like, he was driving to California with Max. As, like, Max is waiting in the parking lot, and he's gonna come and fix this. And it's gonna be pathetic. And I'm not gonna accept it because why are you waiting till the last second so you can just run away from all your problems? Pause. Who does that sound like? Me. I know. But I was like, I won't accept it. You've been knowing that I've been mad at you for 2 months. We've barely spoken in 2 months. And you're gonna wait till the last second and let me feel so horrible for 2 months so you can feel comfort and have the safety net of being able to run away. So apology will not be accepted, but I will appreciate the gesture. It'll make me feel better. And then I wake up 4 days ago and I check Find My Location. I like to know who's in my house. He's in Nevada. He's already left. And I was like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting this. This was not something I was even prepared for. Like, I didn't think that he would ever let this sit for this long and then leave for another month and continue to let it sit. Not not on my bingo card. So I was just appalled. And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, okay, tell me that I mean nothing. Okay, bye to our friendship. Now I'm never speaking to you again. No fucking way you're gonna let this sit. So I unfollow him on Instagram because I don't block on Instagram. You can stalk me. I know I'm phenomenal. I know I look great. Please look back on those pictures and be like, "Oh my God, I fucked up. Oh my God, I'm horrible. Oh my God, this is what I missed out on." Yes, I do envision everyone that I've ever cut out doing that. No one popped my bubble. And I block him on Snapchat and I delete his contact and delete our text chain. So I cannot text him, but if he wants to text me, he can. I'm in it for the drama. I love a little spice in my life. Sue me. Um, and then I take Daniel, Char's ex-boyfriend, to the airport, and he goes, 20 minutes into our drive, "I have something that I need to tell you." And I was like, "Okay, what is it?" He's like, "I can't tell you." And I was like, "I'm sorry." "What? Why bring it up then?" And he was like, I can't tell you until everyone's gone. I don't want to create any drama because I'm not involved in this in any way, and there's gonna be a big blowout, and I don't want to be responsible for that. So I think you deserve to know, and I will tell you, but I will not be responsible for the blow up. So I'm just gonna tell you when everyone's gone. And I was like, I respect your decision, but I hate you for bringing this up and not telling me. You could have just told me in 2 days. So then I'm spiraling, and I was like, okay, the only thing that it could be that I would be upset about is Katie and Blaze. What I guessed all along, and what she had told me at least 4 times throughout the semester. I will never do anything with Blaze. I would not do that to you. I don't like him like that. We are just friends. And I was like, okay, that has to be it. She had to have hooked up with him. That could be the only thing that I would be mad about. So much that he needs to wait for everyone to be gone to tell me. So then I texted him and I was like, Daniel, I'm actually spiraling about this. I need you to tell me right now. Please. And he was like, I can't. And I was like, I fucking hate you. Kidding. The next morning, bright and early, I take Josh to the airport. I'm already having a spiral because I'm like, oh my God, I have no friends. No one said bye to me before they left, and most of them are going abroad, so I'm not going to see them until September. No one cared to say bye to me. No one cared to try and hang out with me in their last week, including Charlotte. Whatever. We talked about it. It's okay. And they just hung out with the boys. Or the boys hung out with Char and Katie. And like Dan. And it's like, okay, say you hate me. Whatever. So my feelings were hurt anyways. And then Josh gets in my car. I've already texted mom. I'm actually crying on the way to pick up Josh because I'm like, oh my God, I have no friends. I've chosen the wrong career path. I need a dog. Just spiraling. Um, and then I like compose myself. I'm like, Josh, I'm here. He gets in the car, 10 minutes. He's like, so, Blaze and Katie fucked, right? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. He was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. And I was like, okay. I'm a little insulted in how casual you're being about this, but also I'm not because no one really but Charlotte and Katie know how I'm actually feeling towards Blaze. And so why would he proceed cautiously in telling me that mind-breaking news? And I was like, okay, cool. Let's change the subject. And then I can't stop thinking about it, and I am fighting some tears. So I text Katie and I go, is there anything you should tell me? And she goes, yes. When are you going to be home? And I go, actually, if this is what I think it's about, I do not think that you should tell me in person. For your own sake, text it to me. She goes, Blaze and I were talking the other night, and he said he wasn't even sure if he had feelings because we've only ever been together drunk, and it makes sense, so he proposed that we hang out sober, both thinking that it would be awkward and we could move on, but it wasn't. We both went our separate ways, but later that night we were all drinking, and I made a horrible mistake and we hooked up. I know my sorries mean nothing, and throughout all our bullshit, this was the last thing that you deserved. I want to give you your space. I'm heading down to Denver tonight. Then I go, just move out. You're actually a horrible person. Horrible! I hope you know that. I regret moving in with you and introducing you to this friend group. It actually has derailed my entire life. Dramatic, but true. You used to be my best friend, and I'm glad that that ceased because your entire existence is based off male attention, and you completely disregard anything in the way of that, and that's been a pattern that I thought you were working on. Clearly not. Have fun with them, and I'm sad that I called this all along and that you had denied it and I believed you. I regret meeting you, so it would just be best if you could get your shit out now. She's going abroad. Also, if you ever even cared for our friendship, you should have said something immediately and not wait for me to find out from other people. You a bitch for real. Whatever, just move out and have fun with my old life. And then I texted her again and I go, hey, I'll be back in my home tomorrow night after work. I hope you're moved out by then because I have nothing but feelings of hatred and violence towards you. And heads up, Blaze has been planning to fuck you for over a year to get back at Nick, her ex-boyfriend, for fucking Ash, his ex-girlfriend. I hope that makes you feel better. And no, I am not lying. You can ask Shar to double check. I'm just telling you the truth. She goes, I'm not gonna be home tonight. I'm only able to move out after I get back from my trip. And I go, when is that? Because I can send you my work schedule so you can do it when I'm not there. She goes, December 25th to 31st. And I go, the club is closed through then, so I won't have work. But I can try to go to Nora's or something when you move. She goes, I'll text you when I get back and have a more clear plan of times and days. I go, okay, thanks. And that's that. And then I look on, like, my classic stalking, of course. Blaze unfollowed me on Instagram. That was earth-shattering to me, truthfully, because in all of our fights, I will unfollow him, I will block him on Snapchat, I will mute his contact, because we've never had a fight like this. And he always continues to follow me, continues to text me, trying to make it better. And I was like, oh my God, he unfollowed me. So minuscule, but I mean, guys, go along with me. He doesn't care to fix the friendship. He's done now. Like, that's that. And that threw me through the ringer as well. Shocking. Because I was expecting like a flood of apology. Like, I'm so sorry, I fucked up. I did this. I did this. I'm so sorry. Let's go back to being friends, please. Because he has no one anymore. Everyone's going abroad. Again. Not everyone. Tommy, Max, Shar, Katie are going abroad. But it's like, you don't care. Hurtful, hurtful. Stab the knife in me and then twist it. Whatever. So, of course, I had to post on Instagram. Feel better about myself. Yes, I own up to it. I accept it. Every single Instagram post I've ever made is when I'm mad at a man. Sorry, it is. Um, and then when I did post on Instagram, just the bitches kept coming. All my ex little hoes that I dropped because I was devastatingly sad for 2 months, and it's still going. I'm just trying not to deal with it. Um, they all came flooding back. And guess who came with the flood? Grady Coates. The Grady Coates. Such a win. Um, who, for reminder, if anyone forgot, was the love of my life for a year. Well, actually, we met like this week last year. I don't know, whenever I transferred. branches at Mad Greens. But it was around this time. It was before Christmas. I think it might have been like last week. Whatever. Anyways, he is the love of my life. We are the exact same person, and he's just a little better. He's just a little better at manipulating me. Or not manipulating. That's more of Blaze's forte. He's like Grady is just really petty. And it's like if I leave him undelivered for 2 hours because I'm busy, he will be sitting in his room playing video games, leaving me undelivered for 4 hours. Like, just has to do more. Um, so I finally got fed up with that, if you guys weren't aware. And at the beginning of this year, I was like, I'm done with your bullshit. I'm done with you. I'm I have no more interest in talking to you because I don't see you. You could have tried to hang out with me this summer, you didn't. I did try to hang out with you. I tried to make plans with you, and it did not work out. And that's not necessarily all your fault, but we didn't hang out, and now you're going back to school at Ole Miss forever and ever. And now, like, I'm done. I don't want to be upset anymore when you don't call me when you say you're gonna. I don't want to, like, deal with your bullshit anymore. And he comes back and he's like, Haley, you can't pin this all on me. This was like, we were busy this summer. I went here and here, and you went back to New Hampshire for a month. And like, it just didn't work out. But like, you can't blame me for all of that. And I was like, I'm not blaming you for all of that. But I'm saying that I feel like I put in more effort than you did. And I don't want to feel that way. And there's not going to be any more effort anymore. Because you're not going to talk to me because you're an Ole Miss, so we're barely going to talk to each other. And I'm not going to see you until maybe Thanksgiving, if. And he was like, no, I'm so sorry, like, I love you, I'll do better, like, da 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 da. Barf, no. But I was like, whatever. What do I lose by giving him another shot? My dignity, my ego, did not come to mind. So I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I won't block you or I won't stop talking to you, but like, thin ice, buddy. And then exactly what happened, or exactly what I said was going to happen, happened. We stopped talking, we fizzled out. Not his fault, not mine. It's just like we live in two different places and we don't see each other. Not going to work out. So then I was like, you know what? If I don't hear from him, or if he doesn't try to make plans with me over Thanksgiving break, I'm done. I'm gonna leave him on open. I'm not gonna talk to him ever again. I'm not gonna get drunk and text him. And that's what I did. Didn't hear from him over Thanksgiving, so I didn't answer. Left him on open. And then he comes crawling back. And slides into my DMs, shocker. And I go, oh, look who's back. And he's like, I've said that about you before, plenty. And I was like, how the tables turn. Sorry, bitch, you're in my spot now. How's it feel? And he goes, don't act like I don't always slide up on your stories or like something like that. And I go, oh, I'm not discrediting you. I'm referencing the fact that we haven't spoken in a month. Sound familiar? And he goes, whose fault is that? Because I left him unopen. And I was like, sorry, I'm in a new era where I'm not begging for attention. He goes, I see you're still in your responding immediately era. And I go, yeah, I have a phone and I know how to use it. What about it? Um, and he goes, "Do you though?" I'm not. No, I'm not doing this shit. And I go, "I don't know." And that's that. Oh, but he's home right now and I know, and I'm just waiting for him to text me again and be like, "Please, can we go get lunch?" I don't know, bro. Uh, anyways, yeah, I'm trying to think of like any other boy updates that I could include with this episode, but really it's I hate Blaze and I'm gonna kill him, and I hate Katie and I'm gonna kill her. And I'm giving her the opportunity to move out while I'm not here. You get a free pass there. You gotta move out. I won't bother you. But if you pull up and you don't text me that you're coming, it's not her house anymore. It's mine, Nora, and Tia's. So, whatever. But if you just randomly pull up, I will beat your ass. If I see you, catch me outside. How about that? But deadass, if I see her around, like, no, you're dead. You're actually dead to me, and I will not have anything nice to say. And depending on how drunk I am, you'll get punched. And Blaze, he's about to get the worst of it. I already have a great plan. I'm gonna be like out and I'll see him and I'll be like, "Oh my God, so good to see you." Go in for the hug, knee him in the balls, punch him in the face, and leave. And I think that would give me all the closure I need. The end.